Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take that absolute flood of information from today's social feeds, what we call the daily vibe casting, and, well, we make sense of it all.
That's right. And today's feed, it's everywhere. We've got tech giants striking huge deals, AI models leaking, big shifts in real estate.
Yeah, and some serious corporate drama, too.
Exactly. So our job is to pull together those key posts, maybe 11 or so of the most significant ones, and give you the context you need fast.
So you walk away knowing exactly what's buzzing right now. We're diving deep into the sources. Let's kick things off with a partnership that's honestly massive. We're talking Apple and Google. Mark Gurman posted this, and the numbers are just, well, listen to this. New at W, Apple is planning to use a custom 1.2 trillion parameter Google Gemini model to help power the new Siri next year. The iPhone maker will be paying the search giant roughly $1 billion annually for it. Details on the partnership here link. Wow. Okay, $1 billion a year just to license a model. That's huge.
Yeah.
It really tells you something about where Apple sees itself maybe needing to catch up fast. They're basically handing over a core piece of their future AI to a competitor.
Well, yes and no. I mean, the price tag is staggering, absolutely. But look at why. They're not just getting the standard Gemini.
Right.
It's a customized 1.2 trillion parameter model. Apple's paying that premium because it's specifically tuned for what Siri needs for its big revamp in, spring 2026.
Okay, so tailored for them, for things like better summaries, planning.
Exactly. Better summarization, complex task planning, the stuff Siri really struggles with compared to, other assistants.
But, okay, the big question then is privacy. Apple's whole brand is built on privacy. How do they pay Google $1 billion for the AI brain but keep user data safe?
Yeah.
Is Google getting a peek at all that Siri usage?
That's the key part, and it seems like Apple thought this through. According to the reporting, Apple handles the actual processing, the inference step on its own servers.
Oh, the private cloud compute thing.
Exactly. So Google provides the customized model, the intelligence, if you like, but Apple runs it within their own walled garden. The user data stays with Apple.
Okay, so it's an expensive firewall, basically.
Pretty much. Paying top dollar to keep that user trust while still getting access to arguably the best tech available right now.
Okay, speaking of Gemini actually doing things, it's not just powering future Siri. It's already showing up in places we use every day, like maps. That Sundar Pichai posted this. Gemini has arrived as your hands-free driving assistant in the Google Maps app. Find places along your route, check for EV availability, and share your ETA just by asking. Gemini can also help with multi-step tasks like find me a restaurant that serves vegetarian tacos within link. So Gemini isn't just a chatbot anymore. It's like becoming a co-pilot in your car.
It really is. And this is a big practical step up for Maps users. It's not just about asking complex things like, find tacos and an EV charger nearby.
Right.
The really interesting bit, technically, is the move towards landmark navigation.
Landmark navigation.
Meaning, instead of just turn right in 500 feet, it's more like turn right at the big red building. Using actual visual cues from 250 million places they've mapped.
And does that actually make a difference for drivers? Is it noticeably better?
Oh, yeah. Research suggests it makes a real difference. It reduces the mental effort. People are just better at following landmarks.
Okay.
Studies actually show it can improve wayfinding accuracy by up to 20%.
20%? Wow.
Yeah, and it's rolling out now in the US, Android, and iOS. So a seemingly small algorithmic change, but one you'll probably feel on your next drive, makes things a bit less stressful.
Okay, from AI we can use today, let's shift to the sheer scale of building what's next. The money involved is just astronomical. Check this out from @UnusualWhales. Breaking. OpenAI is requesting U.S. government support to help guarantee financing for the massive investments in AI chips and data centers it needs for expansion, per Bloomberg. Okay, wait. $1.4 trillion needed for infrastructure, and they want the government to sort of backstop the financing.
Yeah, that's the headline number causing waves. It comes from OpenAI's CFO, Sarah Fryer.
Right.
And to be fair, the framing seems to be about the industry's massive needs, not just an immediate OpenAI shopping list tomorrow, but she is talking about government guarantees for the loans needed to build all this stuff.
But is that even realistic? A private company asking for taxpayer guarantees on that scale?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see why people might push back, right? Socialize the risk, privatize the profit.
That was exactly the immediate reaction on X. Yeah, it cuts right to that tension. AI is strategically important, maybe even national security level, which often brings government support.
Sure.
But the critics are saying, Hang on, is this just using public backing to de-risk massive private investments that will generate huge private profits later? It's a
Well,
really high-stakes debate just kicking off.
and it's fascinating because while OpenAI is talking about needing these huge sums for the future, Google seems to be quietly getting ready to ship its next big thing. We saw a couple of posts confirming a leak. First, at Legitapi said, Gemini 3 Pro Preview 11 2025 finally shipping. In preview this month link.
Right, and then at Testing Catalog basically confirmed it, adding the key detail. Breaking SOT. Gemini 3 Pro Preview 11 2025 has been spotted on Vertex AI, not available yet. What we know so far, a preview version of Gemini 3 will be coming in November with 1M context window support link.
So OpenAI is figuring out how to fund the future build-out, and Google's just like, oh yeah, Gemini 3 preview, November, with a 1 million token context window. What does that 1 million token thing actually mean for someone using it?
It's a massive leap in capability. The context window is like the AI's short-term memory, how much information it can hold and process at once.
Okay.
1 million tokens. That means it could potentially read and understand like an entire book or hours of transcripts or a huge chunk of code all in one go. It allows for much deeper reasoning, better consistency over long conversations or documents. It's a huge step up from summarizing short articles to analyzing really complex, large data sets. A big upgrade over Gemini 2.0, for sure.
Right. That tech race is something else.
Yeah.
But let's pivot from those huge corporate plays to how this tech and market stuff actually hits, your wallet, your daily life. Let's talk market shifts, starting with this kind of revealing post about pricing from @Pirate Nation. This is Crazy Link.
Yeah, short but tells a story. The crazy part is the screenshot he included. It shows the PlayStation Store offering his wife Red Dead Redemption 2 for $14.99. That's an 85% discount.
Okay, good deal.
But he only saw an 80% discount, making it $19.99. And he mentions his wife is a casual gamer while he presumably plays more often.
Wait, so she gets a better price because she plays less. That feels kind of backward. Like punishing loyalty.
That's exactly what dynamic pricing often looks like in practice. It's personalized.
Oh.
The algorithm likely tagged her as potentially less engaged, maybe more likely to lapse, so it offers a steeper discount to keep her playing.
While the dedicated gamer, they figure, we'll probably buy it anyway at a slightly higher price.
Precisely. It's all about maximizing revenue per user segment. Studies suggest this stuff can boost platform revenue by 10, maybe 20%. But yeah, as you said, it feels iffy. Raises questions about fairness. It's that hidden digital hand nudging your spending.
Wild. Okay, speaking of big shifts, check out this projection about where people are moving from @Polymarket.
Just yes. Florida and Texas real estate prices projected to soar as NYC sees exodus of up to 1 million people.
Whoa, hang on. An exodus. Up to 1 million people leaving New York. That's a city-altering number.
It's a huge number. And the context seems to be linked partly to the recent mayoral victory of Zohran Mamdani there. But surveys back up the general sentiment.
Really?
Yeah, recent polling suggests something like 9% of New Yorkers, that's around 765,000 people out of 8.4 million, are actually planning to leave.
So the prediction isn't totally out of left field.
Not entirely. It definitely suggests those pandemic migration trends, people moving to the Sunbelt, Florida, Texas, aren't over. If anything, they might be ramping up again, putting serious pressure on housing costs in those destination states.
Wow. Okay, one more market mover. This one, very immediate. A high-stakes vote happening basically today. From @Tesla. Last day to vote your Tesla shares ahead of our annual meeting deadline is 10:59 p.m. at our CT tonight. Vote for our proposals 1, 3, and 4 link. Okay, that sounds urgent. Vote for 1, 3, and 4. What's actually on the table here? This isn't just standard procedure, right?
No, definitely not standard. This is all about Elon Musk's compensation package, a really controversial one. Voting for these proposals essentially approves a plan that ties his payout to Tesla, reaching an absolutely enormous market cap, like $8.5 trillion.
8.5 trillion.
Trillion, yeah. So voting F4R could, theoretically, unlock massive potential value for the company, something like $7.5 trillion, if they hit these huge milestones.
Okay, huge potential upside. What's the catch? What's the risk for the shareholders they're urging to vote yes?
The main risk is dilution, plain and simple. These proposals involve issuing potentially hundreds of millions of new shares, up to 268 million. So while it might incentivize hitting those huge goals, it also means each existing share represents a smaller piece of the pie, potentially hitting earnings per share. It's a big gamble for investors today.
All right, let's shift from markets to culture and creators. Starting with the biggest creator on the planet needing some help. This is from @MrBeast. Who are the most cracked YouTube strategists out there? Need some help on a project.
Yeah.
Cracked, meaning like top-level expert.
Exactly. It's gamer slang for exceptionally skilled. And when Mr. Beast with, 300 million subscribers puts out a call like this,
Yeah,
you know the project is probably massive.
right. What do we think this is actually about?
Well, connecting the dots, it's very likely related to his Viro marketplace. That's the platform where he's paying video editors really well, like up to $3,000 per million views for making short clips from his longer videos.
Ah, okay. So he's not just hiring one person. He's trying to find the absolute best strategists who know how to optimize content. Probably specifically for that short-form, high-payout model. It's crowdsourcing expertise.
That's exactly his style. Data-driven, finding the best talent anywhere, optimizing everything to fuel that insane growth engine.
Makes sense. Okay, from creator strategy to some pretty heavy cultural commentary. This next one definitely stirred the pot. From @Elon Musk. Western civilization is doomed unless the core weakness of suicidal empathy is recognized and actions are taken that are hard but necessary for survival.
Yeah.
Okay? Strong words, obviously a very charged statement. You can tread carefully here. Just report what's being said. What is suicidal empathy? Is that a defined term?
It is. He's directly quoting or referencing a concept from Gad Saad, an evolutionary psychologist. Saad uses suicidal empathy to describe what he sees as excessive self-destructive tolerance in Western societies. The argument, basically, is that prioritizing values seen as incompatible with cultural self-preservation ultimately weakens the civilization itself. It's a critique of certain forms of tolerance viewed as going too far.
Right. So it's framing a certain kind of empathy or tolerance as a fatal weakness that requires hard actions to correct. It's right into current debates on culture, identity, immigration.
It absolutely does. It's deliberately provocative, framing it as an existential issue. Our role here is just to explain the term and note that this viewpoint, however controversial, is part of the conversation happening on the platform today, coming from the owner himself.
Understood. Okay, let's end on a lighter note, maybe. Looking at how a new AI company is trying to build its community. This is from @Ben Hentlin over at Cursor IT. Bring Cafe Cursor to your city. We're taking over local cafes for a full day. Come build with the community, grab coffee and credits, and meet the team. Reach out to get involved. Link.
You know, I kind of like this. In a world of Discord servers and Zoom calls, actually taking over a physical cafe feels refreshingly old school. Grassroots. It's a neat strategy, right? They call it Cafe Cursor. They're literally setting up shop in local coffee spots for a day. People can come, code together using Cursor AI, grab free coffee, get some AI credits.
And meet the team, it says. Where are they doing this?
They started in places like Estonia, New York, Vancouver. But now they're expanding based on where people ask for, it looks like London, Bangkok are possibilities.
So why bother? Why not just host a webinar or something online? What's the advantage of the physical coffee shop takeover?
It's about building real community and connection, I think. Less about just scaling users quickly, more about fostering genuine engagement.
Yeah.
You give developers free coffee, a place to hang out and code, free credits for your tool. You build loyalty. People feel more connected, more invested. It generates actual word-of-mouth buzz in a super crowded market for developer tools. Pretty smart, actually. #outro.
And that's a wrap on today's Daily Vibe casting sweep. Quite a mix. We had that huge Apple Google billion-dollar AI deal.
Yeah, followed immediately by leaks of Google's next-generation AI, Gemini 3.
Right. Then those big economic waves, the dynamic pricing shocker, the potential NYC exodus shifting real estate.
And that high-stakes Tesla shareholder vote wrapping up today. Plus Mr. B's crowdsourcing top talent and some intense cultural commentary.
So much happening. What's the final thought to leave people with?
Well, think about this. We talked about billion-dollar deals, trillion-dollar infrastructure asks. Huge landscape-shifting numbers.
Yeah.
But often, the algorithms having the most immediate impact on your day-to-day life are the smaller ones, right? The dynamic pricing that changes the cost of a game by $5.
Or the landmark navigation making your commute slightly easier.
Exactly. That 20% boost in accuracy from a Maps update, or the subtle price shift based on your browsing history. Sometimes those small, almost invisible digital tweaks have a more tangible effect on your wallet and your routine than the headline-grabbing mega deals. Something to chew on.
Definitely something to think about. All right, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you on the next one.